By doing this exercise, you're going to create the space to plant seeds for your dreams to come true. You're going to be able to fertilize them. You're going to be able to water them. You're going to be able to be like, you're so beautiful as you are. We don't even need change, but if we can have a this or a that, or a tweak and a twerk, and be deliberate manifestors, hey, let's do it. It's all good. When you can get to that place, you're in your power, and it's always a few thoughts away. Today's talk is all about getting anchored in the present moment, not just as an observer, which is our normal frame of mind, but to find that calm, the center of your power. Because we're all simultaneously streaming manifestors and reacting to what we've manifested without giving thought to the fact that we're manifesting it. And if we want change, instead of just, trying to charge forward, and there's a place for that, if we can go within and stabilize, then we'll be in a much better place. So inspired action is 2 weeks away. I really want to give you this touchstone of the present moment today. Next week, we're going to talk about exploring and dabbling and touching and feeling the priorities that we formulated last month as we named lifestyle phrases, lifestyle titles, the big picture. And then we're going to be ready for inspired action. And then in the final mini manifesting workshop of this month, we're going to talk about, adjusting our sails, AKA troubleshooting. Not to imply that there's trouble. And that's probably the first piece of advice I'm going to give you that week. Don't assume something's wrong just because what you want hasn't shown up yet. It could be tonight, could be tomorrow. But yet, there may still be room to kind of tweak the machinery so that we can blast forward into the life of our wildest dreams. Okay, so today we're going to get into the here and now. And as I just said, I want to point out the obvious, or it's not always so obvious, that 99% of every day, you and I are observing and reacting. We've got these streams of thought, put out this fire, solve that problem, patch over this discussion, fix the argument, cover every base, be everywhere. And our inner observer is just, spread so incredibly thin. Yet if we can bring that observation to right here and now, it is amazing what we create. I'm going to be sharing with you one of my all-time favorite new exercises, and I'm going to show you how you might grow it and make it part of your every waking moment beyond today. Okay, we're going to be drilling down into the present moment. But I'd like to also tell you or give you an example of how I've caught myself being so radically different at different times. It'll be clear when I share this story. Have you ever noticed what I've noticed? That, where I live, I'm like 5 miles away from civilization. Civilization's rapidly encroaching. And when I drive to town, when I drive to my office, when I drive for groceries on this 5 miles, it used to be just a 2-lane road. I would always get stuck behind some slowpoke. And I would be like, oh, there's things to do. There's places to go. What's wrong with these people? And I'd pass and I'd sometimes toot my horn and sometimes be like, come on, what planet are you living on? And then I would notice on some weekends when I was going to go do something at the mall or go visit a friend or drive to the beach, I'd be on the same road. I'd be really enjoying the music or the audio program I was listening to. I'd be talking to my mom on the phone or whatever, and somebody behind me would start tooting their horn. And I would notice that, that's usually me. I'm usually way more uptight. I usually pay such close attention to the speedometer that I'm always 5 miles an hour faster than what it allows. And here I am driving 7 miles under the speed limit. And I would think sometimes about the people behind me. It's like, chill out, get a life. What's wrong with you? And it'd be like, Mike, that's you 5 days out of the week, except for Saturday and Sunday, when you have given yourself some calm and some space. And it's just like, wow, same road, same speed limits. Since I live in the middle of nowhere, or I have lived in the middle of nowhere, same traffic patterns. What changed? I mean, this was my first realization. It's like, wow, the only difference was me. I changed. And it was so much more enjoyable to be me relaxed than me uptight. And I still do it. I catch myself at least. This is the critical thing. Can you at least catch yourself? With my daughter, the last 6 years, I've been in la la land when I'm at home, when I'm around her. And I have a lot of dedicated time just for her. And, her mind flits and flounders, and, she's playing dress up one moment. She's drawing a dolphin the next moment. She's making me a book. She's going to be an author. I love my daddy. It's adorable. And I am so good about being on her schedule. It's like, whatever you want. Where you want to change your mind? You want to go water the sunflowers? It's like, but when I am in a work day, whether rushing out to an office or even working in my home, and it's time to eat breakfast and it's time to get dressed, and it's like, come on, you're getting distracted again. Come on. I'm embarrassed by how many times in these episodes that I reference time and that I say, would you hurry up? Would you please hurry up? So radically different. Now, she's the same, but I'm different. When are you different? When are you out there in 12 places? Granted, we're multidimensional beings. That's one thing. But when you're in this body, trying to be all things to all people, trying to meet deadlines, trying to accomplish to-dos, trying to go out there, you are taking yourself away from the moment, from the here and now. And drum roll, you're dissipating your power in huge proportions. I mean, it's not even there. You're just a little fly on the wall trying to issue and bark out, communications to other people so that they'll march like you march. Or just as problematic, you're ordering yourself. Go here, go there, watch the time, write better, do this, practice more, blah, blah, blah. It's like, so in all of these, I'm finding the difference is me. And that can be absolved. That can be corrected. And granted, we still have deadlines. Granted, there's still to-do lists. But we can approach this in a totally different way when we learn how to anchor ourselves in the present moment. In the present moment, we can feel our power. In the present moment, we feel options. In the present moment, we open up a pipeline to the divine. This morning, before my spiritual tune-up, I was like, okay, we're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about what happens when they go wonky. I had about 5 words to say and then nothing. I was like, that's not going to work. And so I did this little exercise, and I was flooded with creativity. By doing this exercise, you're going to create the space to plant seeds for your dreams to come true. You're going to be able to fertilize them. You're going to be able to water them. You're going to be able to be like, you're so beautiful as you are. We don't even need change. But if we can have a this or a that, or a tweak and a twerk, and be deliberate manifestors, hey, let's do it. It's all good. When you can get to that place, you're in your power, and it's always a few thoughts away. It is astounding what we can achieve. So this exercise it's the simplest exercise I've ever done. In the old days, I wouldn't even do an exercise like this. It'd be like, that's just too easy. Now I strive to remind myself throughout the day, hour on the hour, every 15 minutes, center. So what I want to do, if you don't have your handout already, This is the PDF that's right below the video screen you're watching now. You don't need it right now. If you have it, good on you, but you certainly do not need it. It gives you all the little steps, and I'm going to walk you through it right now. Guided meditation challenge, centering your power. Just a few steps here. And what I want to do, I'll explain it more afterwards, is I want you to just right now, we will begin. I want you to simply gaze about, assuming you've got vision. If not, use your other senses. I want you to gaze about the very room that you're in. I want you to notice colors. How much green do you see? I want you to notice textures, like the texture on the walls that surround you. Do you see any turquoise? Do you see any yellow? What colors do you see? Just be immediately present. Is there a plant? Does it need water? Is there a lamp? What's the floor made of? Just take a few moments more, relax your breathing, and take stock visually of everything on your desk. You can even look out the window. Let this be easy. This is not intense concentration. You don't have to catch everything. Just what's there. You might find one thing and stare at it for 10, 15 seconds. And relax your breathing. All right, now I want you to close your eyes. Just close your eyes. And I want you to take some deep breaths through your nose to the degree possible. And I want you to see if you can discern any smells. If you're in a place you're in often, then you probably are desensitized. But those smells are there. Any visitor could tell you. It might be your coffee. It might be the new plastic wrapping of the stuff that was just delivered. It might be dust. It might be paint. Okay, well done. Keep your eyes closed. I want you to now listen. This is easy. The computer humming, birds, planes, cars, construction workers. None of it's problematic. We don't need silence for this exercise. People in another room. Listen really close. Now I want you to feel. Just feel on your body. Feel yourself sitting in the chair. Perhaps your elbows on the elbow rest, your back against its back. Feel everything. Your feet on the ground, your toes in your shoes. Your hands clasped together if they are. Your shirt on your back. Your heart beating if you can feel it. Feel really intensely. And now I want you to just be. Just be. No more assignments. You might hear, you might see, you might feel, you might smell. That's okay. I want you to be in this moment. Be here now. Be here now. Can you feel it? Literally, can you feel this moment as if it was all that existed? Because it is. Do you hear all of the Feel all of the, see all of the delicious things around you right here, right now. Can you feel your power in this moment? We have brought our observation of things far from us right down to the here and now. And as we get quiet and we're here in the moment, this pipeline to the divine is opened. We're in a receivership mode. We're in an anchoring mode. All is supremely well. You are who God most wanted to be. This is why God wanted to be you. To be here now. This is the entirety of the exercise. You can open your eyes at will. It's so easy. It's so meaningful. It's so precious. This is where your power lies. And it's always been there. It'll always be there. Unless our wandering mind wants to take us to put out fires and plant seeds for more dreams, which is, there's a place for both of those things. But first, be here now. This is a time when you can get clarity. This is a time when you can ask your questions. Once you've done these steps, what comes to you? What questions do you have? What hopes still linger? It's okay. We did what we wanted to do. And it's from this place that we just ease in to a knowingness of our power. Isn't this a much more important step than just going out and charging towards our dreams with inspired action? Hey, wait a minute. Everything's awesome. You're so beautiful. You're so powerful. You're God Almighty. So this would be a time post-exercise, while the feeling lingers, to ask those questions and to receive. What should I talk about today? What should I work on next? Who should I call? What might I do? Consider your options. Don't jump out of the chair and go do them. This is also an awesome time to begin creative visualization. I have often advocated, I give myself 5 seconds before creative visualization to kind of be here now. Give yourself a minute. Give yourself 3 or 4 minutes. This is the kind of exercise that you do for as long as it feels good. And I'm sure you felt it. It feels good. It feels really good. This is who you most wanted to be. This is as close as you can get to your authentic self. And from here, we do creative visualizations. From here, we might craft some affirmations. From here, you can approach your to-do list. From here, you'll probably add on to your to-do list. Maybe you're going to rearrange your to-do list. Now, you've got better vision, visually and spiritually. Now, you're feeling who you really are. This is worth its weight in gold. You'll see on the handout that there is the optional step to ask for guidance, to open up this pipeline that is always there. And in fact, it's already open, but we just tune it out because it's not part of our physical senses, because we're not in the here and now, and we're there, and we're there, and we're there, and we're there. But here, we can receive what's being showered upon us at all times, including love. You can feel the love. You can ask to feel the love. Now you're in a place of receivership. The next step in this exercise, not a step. My next invitation to you, my next challenge to you, unlike creative visualization, which I advocate you do 1 time a day, the dream would be to find this now this present moment and live there always. So what I've been doing lately is I've been doing this exercise, and sometimes in less than 1 minute, sometimes in 20 seconds, sometimes 3 times in 1 hour. Just breathe, look around you, hear the sounds, smell the smells, just bring it all home. Do that and be replenished. Do that and be rejuvenated. Do that throughout the day. Do that when you're chasing your daughter through the house. Be in that moment. Nothing else exists. There are times for me to this very moment where it's not easy. It's really hard, but go gentle. Like creative visualization. If you daydream, you daydream. If you get distracted and you're putting out a fire, that's okay. That's okay. But be restored to any degree you can. Just look at the paint on the walls. Look at the skin on your hands. Just be here now. There are moments. In fact, I can do it on command. And I want to invite you to do it right now. We're still lingering from this exercise. We're still feeling it a little bit. But at any given point, and I'm going to give you 10 or 15 seconds of silence in just a moment. At any given point, you can just call it in. Just call it in. Just be here now. And I remember from Louise Hay, speaking with her personally and in her books and her recordings, she talks about that inner ding. When she has an epiphany, when she receives intuition, when she just all of a sudden gets it and a dot's been connected, she would call it her inner ding. Okay, I want you to feel that inner ding when you're not listening to me, because that's 10, 15 seconds of silence is coming up, and you just bring it in. And suddenly you feel it. You literally feel like, okay, so in your own way, in your own play, let it be easy. No assignments. I got to look, I got to listen. It's just like, those were just steps to get familiar with the process. Just now. Did you get that inner ding? I mean, within seconds, I felt it right here. I don't know. Nobody ever says they felt it here. Did you all of a sudden land? Was it in your heart, in your mind? It's all good. Could have been your big thumb. Well, they're all big. They're both big, right? It could have been your thumb, your left thumb, your right thumb. I mean, did you feel it? Did you see how incredibly simple that is? Just bring it in. Sometimes I do it with an affirmation, particularly of late when I go running, which I do every other day, a couple of miles. You can go, you don't have to do it. You don't have to go outdoors. But sometimes when I go running, you almost automatically have that state, that runner's high. And I could feel being pulled out, like, okay, here's something I got to deal with. Oh, here's something that I haven't gotten far enough along. Here's something I must, and I would craft an affirmation. You could say, be here now. Mine is, I am here now. I am here now. I sometimes wonder if it's not tricking myself, but I'll say, I am here now. I am here now, with some raging issue going on in my mind. And in seconds, it's calmed. I'm like, and I couldn't calm it otherwise. I was running with my high and I couldn't calm it otherwise. And I say, I am here now. I am, to the cadence of my running feet. I am here now. I am here now. And good God. And so my challenge to you, my challenge to myself, is to learn to live from this point, here or here or here, always. Always. It's there. It's easy. It's your power. It's your authenticity. It's your pipeline to the divine. It's infinite possibilities. Can you sense, I trust you can, the power in this, the purpose in this, for living deliberately, creating consciously? Can you feel the anchoring of this? Okay, my fellow infinite possibility members. And if you didn't notice, that's a form of meditation. Meditation, I'm coming to find, and I've been talking about this for months and months and months now. Meditation is just directed thought, directed focus. It may be with words, it may be not with words. I'm not ever about, stop thinking. I don't believe that that's possible. Stop thinking in words, that's possible. But let this be a form of meditation. You can, I do, take this into a meditation, where I sit in my favorite chair with the lights out before bed, and I just am here now. And it feels good, and do it for as long as you're here now. So the challenge is to make this happen all the time. Call it meditation or don't call it meditation, because that word is so loaded with junk. But it's a valuable practice to be centered in the here and now.